Imagine a man who had everything. Not just untold wealth, but a reputation as a visionary, a sharp intellect, and an obsession with privacy that bordered on legendary. This was Arthur Pendleton, a billionaire whose fortune was built on technological innovations that shaped the century. For years, he lived reclusively on his vast mountain estate, a modern fortress that was already a mystery in itself. But Pendleton's true secret wasn't in his main mansion, nor in his cutting-edge research labs. It was hidden silently beneath the earth, funded with a discretion that defied the scale of his own empire. A construction that lasted years, consuming resources and energy inexplicably, without a single brick surfacing or a single purpose being declared. It was a project that existed only in the most secret ledgers of his shell companies, a money pit that generated no profit, just a heavy silence. Until, after his death, the truth began to emerge. Not through a will or a posthumous revelation, but through an anomaly, a system failure that maintained the secret. And what was revealed was not just a structure, but a question that echoes to this day. What was such a powerful man secretly building? Arthur Pendleton was no ordinary billionaire. His fortune, estimated in the tens of billions, was merely the tip of the iceberg of a mind that operated on a different plane. He was an engineering and computer genius, responsible for breakthroughs that revolutionized artificial intelligence and robotics. His reclusion wasn't just a whim, it was a necessity to protect his most sensitive projects. His estate, known as the Sanctuary, was a high-security complex, with perimeters monitored by state-of-the-art technology and a private security team as discreet as it was efficient. The secret construction began over a decade ago, under the guise of research infrastructure expansion. Contracts were fragmented, subcontractors were constantly rotated, and workers were subjected to draconian non-disclosure agreements. No one, not even the engineers and architects involved, had a complete view of the project. They worked on isolated sections, without access to the overall picture, receiving direct orders from Pendleton or an extremely restricted circle of his lawyers. The energy consumed by this expansion was monumental, recorded in bills that far exceeded the needs of the visible complex. The flow of materials, though discreet, was constant. Tons of special steel, high-density concrete, fiber optic cables, and cutting-edge electronic components were delivered at unusual hours, under escort, and disappeared underground. Drilling records indicated depths and extensions that suggested something far beyond a simple bunker or underground laboratory. Yet, externally, nothing changed. The landscape remained untouched. The main mansion continued to be the only visible landmark. The local community, accustomed to the billionaire's eccentricities, ignored the rumors and accepted the official version that Pendleton was merely investing in research and development. But the truth was that, beneath the surface, something of colossal proportions was being built, a monument to paranoia or a vision no one else shared. And most intriguingly, there were no access plans, no conventional entrance, no entry or exit point that could be identified by any external means. It was a structure that existed, consumed, but did not reveal itself. Arthur Pendleton's death from natural causes was as discreet as his life. The inventory process of his vast empire began, and with it, the audit of each of his projects. It was during the analysis of energy bills and material acquisition records that the anomaly became undeniable. A massive underground structure with energy consumption equivalent to a small city, yet without any record of use or purpose. The audit team, accustomed to dealing with Pendleton's secrets, initially presumed an ultra-secret military or security project. However, the absence of any official documentation, even in the most encrypted archives, was disturbing. There were no access plans, no conventional entrance, no entry or exit point that could be identified by any external means. It was a structure that existed, consumed, but did not reveal itself. Curiosity turned into concern when a team of engineers was sent to investigate the source of the energy consumption. They discovered that the energy was directed to a specific point beneath the property, but they couldn't determine how to access it. Drilling attempts encountered a concrete and steel barrier of unprecedented thickness and density, which seemed to absorb vibrations and sound, making it impossible to map the interior. It was then that a former Pendleton employee, a systems engineer who had worked on the Billionaire security projects, came forward. He revealed the existence of a hidden biometric access system camouflaged in a natural rock formation leading to a service tunnel. However, he also brought a warning. Pendleton, in his final days, had become obsessed with the idea that the structure should not be opened. He had left a recorded message, a synthetic voice with the Billionaire's unmistakable intonation, incessantly repeating, "I warned them not to go in." The audit team, however, saw the warning as a challenge. The pressure to understand what Pendleton had hidden was immense. After weeks of work, access was finally granted. The tunnel led to a massive steel door, hermetically sealed. When opened, it revealed not a laboratory, not a bunker, but a vast chamber. The internal temperature was abnormally low, and the air strangely dense. In the center of the chamber, under cold, bluish lighting, there was a single structure, a perfect cube of dark. Smooth material, without seams or marks, about 10 meters on each side. There were no control panels, no instruments, no indication of its function, just the cube, pulsing with an almost imperceptible energy. The team of engineers, fascinated and terrified, tried to approach. It was then that Pendleton's warning, which had been ignored, echoed again, this time coming from within the chamber itself, amplified by a hidden sound system. The synthetic, cold, metallic voice repeated, "I warned them not to go in." And then, the cube began to emit a low-frequency hum, which gradually increased, causing a sensation of vertigo and nausea. The team's instruments began to fail. The lights flickered. Panic set in. They retreated, sealing the chamber again, but the image of the cube and the Billionaire's warning remained etched in their minds. What was it? What was Pendleton's purpose? And why didn't he want anyone to go in? To this day, Arthur Pendleton's underground structure remains sealed. The dark pulsing cube, the source of inexplicable energy consumption, continues to be a mystery. The audit team, after the incident, chose not to disclose their findings. The Billionaire's warning, "I warned them not to go in," became an unofficial maxim, a constant reminder that some secrets are best left untouched. Official records of Pendleton's estate mention the research infrastructure expansion as an inconclusive project, a billion-dollar investment that never yielded a return. Bureaucracy, once again, closed the case without question. But the truth is, the structure was neither destroyed nor deactivated. It was simply forgotten, or rather ignored. What the Billionaire built in secret, and why he didn't want anyone to go in, remains an unanswered question. What was inside that cube? A technology beyond our comprehension? A dangerous experiment? Or something Pendleton knew was better kept isolated from the world? The true mystery is not what Pendleton built, but what he knew. And what he knew was so terrible that he preferred his secret to remain buried, even after his death. And now, with every pulse of energy emanating from the depths of the property, the question persists. What lies down there? And what would happen if someone, one day, decided to ignore the warning and go in?
If this case messed with your head, follow the channel for more stories like this. We share real events that were documented, but never fully explained. And if there's a case you think should be told here, leave it in the comments. Until the next video, bye-bye.